Good morning. I think one of the comments, the repeat comments that I get the most from all my videos is, did you notice he started at 4:44? Did you see the clock behind him? It's on purpose, folks. It's on purpose. I start almost all of them at 4:44. I'm grounding the energy of the kingdom of heaven on earth because it's here now. Anyway, good morning again. Oh my goodness. Today's title is 2012, Finding the Calm in the Midst of the Storm. With all the challenging events swirling around me this past week, it's quite amazing how peaceful I feel inside. Don't get me wrong. There have been moments when anxiety surfaced, but they seemed relatively short-lived. This morning I woke up before 1 a.m. Yeah, feeling greatly optimistic. What an honor to realize that I am playing a role that matters and makes a difference in people's lives. I can feel the love and support coming from everywhere, more than anywhere else, and it's changing the world. I've been looking at a lot of things this morning. I've been up for a good while. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night. Anyway, one of the things that I looked at as I went to PayPal, I thought I had about 8 donations yesterday that I actually received on PayPal. And so I went to actually look at them all together on a list instead of scattered throughout the day. And there were actually 7 for $355, so it's about a $51 per donation average. But I also had 2 contacts, 1 phone call and 1 email from individuals that are sending checks. And I don't have those checks yet, but I'm fairly confident, based on the conversation that I had with the person who called, that the money that is needed to take this to the next level will be forthcoming. That doesn't mean to stop the donations if you feel so moved, but again, this is not the emphasis of what I do. I do not do what I do for money. Please understand that. Nothing that I do for money. And then there's been criticisms from a couple of people because there are ads on my videos. And as I've said before, I made less than $1 a day because of those ads last year. So if you think I'm getting rich by having ads on my videos, think again. In any case, there have been lots of things happening in the past 24 hours. I've had some criticism from some people that, again, say basically they don't feel sorry for me at all. Not that I'm asking anybody for sympathy, but I've brought this all on myself. If I wasn't so out there, none of this would be happening. Now, that's somebody's perspective. Actually, there's quite a few people that feel that way. And a lot of these are local people that I know, that know me personally and have been very much against my involvement in conspiracy theories, and they see me as just a political hacktivist and do not like that stance that I take. And so it rubs them the wrong way. Another person suggested, I have to call him later today, he sent 3 separate emails on YouTube and indicates that I'm putting myself in their jurisdiction by entering arguments with them. If I would just ignore them, I think if I'm hearing him correctly, if I would ignore it, it would go away. Isn't that a nice thought? Well, what I'm realizing in some of these encounters with people that disagree is that I don't know what other people's roles are. And I'm at the point where I recognize that they don't know what my role is. No, none of us can look at somebody else's role and say, well, because my role is this and they're doing it that way, they must be doing it wrong. Folks, wake up. The stomach can't say to the lungs, you're doing it wrong. That's not the way you digest food, because it's not the job of the lungs to digest food. Or you could turn it around the other way and say it the exact opposite. It's not the job of the stomach to filter the impurities out of the air that we breathe and to oxygenate the blood and the things that the lungs do. Each organ has its function, just as each individual in our world has a function, a role to play, and this whole thing is a giant masterpiece that's coming together, manifesting the kingdom of heaven on earth. That's what's happening. We're watching it right before our eyes. We're watching the old system collapse. We're watching everything. The house of cards is just coming down. You don't believe it? I got an email here this morning, and I went to the web page on Kali. That's a Hawaiian word, Pele. I have trouble with the pronunciation of some in some languages. I really do. But it's about this posting is about look at the bank resignations. February 15th, World Bank President Zolek resigns. February 16th, CFO at ANZ Bank resigns amid turmoil. These are headlines, right? February 14th, Nicaragua Central Bank head quits amid row. February 17th, Credit Suisse private bank chief Asian economist Tan resigns. February 18th, embarrassment for Merkel as German president resigns in disgrace after trying to bag the press. Okay, not a bank president, but a president nonetheless. February 16th, Andrew Chick to lead Royal Bank of Scotland's Australian arm. 213, Kuwait Central Bank chief resigns amid political tensions. February 15th, Slovenia's two biggest bank CEOs step down as woes mount. February the 6th, oh boy, I'm not even going to try to, Don Laxmi Bank CEO, and I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, quits. February the 10th, Tamilnad Mercantile Bank MD resigns. February 17th, Blankenfein out as Goldman Sachs CEO by summer. Not an actual resignation, but a possible pending one. And then February the 16th, arrests in Olympus scandal point to widening inquiry into cover-up. And scrolling down, SNB Council President to leave Central Bank. Swiss National Bank's chairman resignation. A pointer to all regulators in India. I'm just scrolling down at some of the comments because there's some more stuff down here that I'm looking at. William Kemble resigns as treasurer of the Osage Nation. The Iran denies central bank resignation rumor. Governor of the Central Bank of Iran speaks with journalists during news conference. Belgium, David Land submits resignation from board of directors of People's Bank Corporation and Seneca National Bank. National Association and National Banking Association organizing existing under the law, the resignation at resigning as trustee. And these are all links to resignations of people in high places resigning. And then, of course, there was the big scandal of the so-called phony, how many trillions of dollars in U.S. bonds that was found recently, and there's been so much news. The house of cards is crumbling. The house of cards is coming down. Now, one of the reasons that I feel such peace and such optimism, besides the fact that I'm getting the love vibes from people all over the world and feeling the presence of angels around me frequently. I mean, I'm just getting indications that both terrestrially and extraterrestrially I am connecting, and it feels really good. But aside from that, I connected yesterday with the people in the higher court to which I'm appealing and moving this case out of the jurisdiction of a court that ignores all of the law, that ignores the law and breaks its own law. I communicated with those people yesterday. I actually talked to one of the judges in that series of courts, and once I get the $5,000, I will have instructions on what I need to present to get the ball rolling and to put an estoppel on this action. I mean, I didn't. That's not what anybody told me. I'm imagining they will put some kind of an estoppel on this whole procedure that happened on Wednesday. Again, I don't know what the procedure of this court is. I've only been in touch with them for a little over 24 hours, basically. So I don't know all the rules yet. I don't know what I'm going to have to do. And somebody criticized that, why would you be paying $5,000? It's just fake money. Folks, we're in transition. Some things you got to do with what is now. We're moving towards something new, but right now we've got to deal with what's here now. And one of my jobs is to expose the corruption. That's why I've been put in this place, because I wouldn't be exposing the corruption if it wasn't so personal. I wouldn't have the passion behind it if it wasn't something that was happening to me. But I also recognize, as I've continued to say, that I'm very aware that I'm not the only one that's going through this kind of stuff. This has been happening to millions of people all over the planet. And it would continue to happen if we didn't wake up. We have to first recognize where we are before we can change and make a new decision. I'm not saying I'm doing it perfectly. I'm getting guidance day by day and doing the best I can, the same as everybody else. And people that criticize the Republic, I mean, somebody wrote a beautiful response of looking at the Republic and saying these people are doing something that's never been done before and reestablishing the Republic. Give them a break. Yes, they've made some mistakes. Yes, they have not communicated, but bear in mind, they don't have a whole lot of people to do a whole lot of things that need to be done. So a lot of people get disappointed and start pointing fingers at Tim Turner and at others in the Republic. Folks, there's so much happening in this world that's going to change everything. And the courts that I'm working with, I mean, these are ecclesiastical courts of law. Let me just click onto that page. It's a ecclesiastical court of justice and law, and it's a series of courts. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing the things that are happening to shift the old system. The old paradigm is coming down. I've been telling you that all along since last January. I've been saying that the shift is in the air. The ninth wave ended and completely came to a close on 11/11 last year, on 11/11/11. The old thing, the underworld's being opened, it came to its conclusion, and we're in a no time. We're in actually the shift of paradigms, the 0 point, if you will, is happening right now and since the end of 2011 and going into 2012. It's all happening. The old house of cards, the old system is collapsing. We're witnessing that. If you pay attention, you'll see it. If you don't pay attention, you'll miss it. It's just the same with everything. You're gonna find what you're looking for, what you're focusing on. You're gonna find it. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, you're going to find it. But the collapse of the old is not a bad thing. So many people get in fear because, oh my God, the economy's collapsing. Oh my God, the government's in turmoil. Oh my God, the government's uh, taking all these rights away from people and invading people's privacy. The banks are stealing people's homes. You look at all these things and you say, oh, that's terrible, that's terrible. The whole thing, where's the security going to come from? That is the security for me. Knowing that all of these things are collapsing, that is the security. That's where I find the calm in the midst of the storm, because I see the old falling down. I see it. And it doesn't scare me, it excites me. And it can excite you too, if you know who you are and you start to recognize that you're playing a role and accept yourself in the role, whatever it is, even if it's a dark role and you're waking up. Oh yeah, I've been playing a dark role. And what do you have to do to get out of the dark role? From the heart, from the genuineness of your own being. Say, I'm sorry. Apologize, ask forgiveness. And I'll tell you, people of the light will forgive you. People of the dark may not, but people of the light will. People of the light will forgive, because that is the nature of the Spirit of God that works in us. And God is coming. The kingdom of heaven is coming, and God is working it through human beings. Yes, there's angelic presence or extraterrestrial presence. Yes, there are cosmic influences and astrological influences. But God is working this in us and bringing it through us. We are the Christed ones. We are the Buddhic ones. We are the avatars that the world has looked for. We are the ones that shine our light even when it looks dark. We are the ones that are able to find the peace even in the storm. We are the ones that embrace all the opposites, all the contradictions and paradoxes. We embrace them and we reconcile all of the opposites within our own being, because this is what's happening in the world. I leave you with these thoughts today, and I thank you once again for listening and for your continuing support. May you be blessed. Namaste.